Hello, good morning. Good morning and welcome to Monday Inspo. It's so good to be with you this morning. How have you been? How are you doing? It's a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. The joy of the Lord shall be your strength. Praise the Lord. Today we'll be looking at persistence. We'll be looking at persistence. And persistence is the act of continuing in a given course, continuing in the pursuit of a given purpose or stated purpose, named purpose, until it is accomplished, irrespective of the obstacles that you meet on the way. Okay? So persistence is continuing in a given course, irrespective of the obstacles or the challenges that you meet on the way. And I'm so delighted that we're talking about this morning because this is we just have one more Monday, and then the month of November is off, and then we're in December, and trust me, December is going to be a beautiful month. I already have a knowing of what we will be doing in December, and I'm excited about it. But here we are in November, and I'm wondering to myself, and I believe that a lot of us are probably wondering to ourselves and asking ourselves question, okay, this is the 11th month, maybe nothing really much happens in December, and excuse me, a lot of people are already beginning to wrap up. So you find that some offices are already rounding off for the year. They're trying to take stock. They're trying to see how well they have done this year, and see what they need to drop off, what they need to take in, for the next year, for the next season, and all of that. And even as individuals, I believe that a lot of us are beginning to take stock and say, okay, what did I do this year? What wasn't I able to do? What can I do better? What do I not want to do at all? And the reason why we're talking about persistence is because so many times a lot of us give up just at the brink of our miracle, just at the brink of your favor, just when you are at the end of the tunnel where you should see the light. You turn around and say, no, I've had this darkness for too long and I need to go right back out of the tunnel. And so a lot of us make a U-turn, and then we detour, we just go back. And then maybe just one step would have brought us out of the tunnel into light. But we just give up and we're like, no, I think I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And then we just leave. But you see, you need to be persistent. You need to stay on. You need to keep going. You need to keep moving, knowing that there will always be light at the end of the tunnel. Knowing that the night is darkest just before dawn. Just before dawn, it looks so dark. You may not want to step out of your house. You may not want to, come out because it's so dark. And you're looking at the time and saying, wow, what this is for? Give it a little time and you will see dawn. You will see the light of day. You will be dazed. You'll be like, but a few moments ago, it was all dark. It was so dark that I couldn't see. But here it is, the dawn of a new day. There is light. There is so much hope. There is so much joy. There's due release from heaven. And you just cannot believe that some moments ago, it was so dark. Now, this is what we're talking about. You got to stay on. You have to be persistent. Some of us just give up, when we are just in front of our miracle, in front of the change, in front of the victory that we hoped for. Please stay on. Be persistent as long as it's a right course. As long as you heard clearly from God that this is what you should venture into. Stay on. It may not look palatable. It may not look like it. It may not be what you expected. But stay on. Dawn is just before you. Now, let me give us this instance that's very common to everyone. I believe that we all live in homes. We all live in houses that have gates, that have doors, that have bells. Okay, so somebody comes to your house and the person rings the bell once. Perhaps you're in the restroom and you can't attend to that bell just in time. The person rings the bell a second time, and then a third time, and then a fourth time. Sometimes, by the time you get out and you get to your door, you may find that the person is already on the way out. It's happened to me several times. And then you need to start screaming, "Oh, come back, come back, come back, come back. I'm around, but I was in the restroom." The person probably had given up. The person had felt that, look, it's not possible for me to see her today. I don't think she's at home. And the person had turned. Maybe if the person had stayed for 2 extra minutes, tried to ring the bell one more time, trying to knock again, just give some chance, just try to wait, maybe that person would have seen you. Sometimes the person may have gone too far. You come out and you don't find anyone around anymore, and the person has gone. Now, that's what happens to us most of the time. Just when we were to give one more knock, just when we were to ring the bell one more time, just when we had one more trial, one more lap to go, we gave up. And that was the end of it. God is working consistently, full time in your favor. He says in Jeremiah 29 verse 11 that the thoughts that he has for you, his plans for you, are plans of good, to give you a hope and a future, to bring you to an expected end. But it depends on you. Are you ready to be persistent, to wait until you see the manifestation of the promises of God in your life? Now, let me share very quickly with you a story in the Bible in Luke chapter 18. Luke 18, please take out time reading Luke 18, 1 to 8. Now, and Jesus spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. The problem we have is that we begin the prayer, but we faint along the line. The problem we have is we begin the process, we faint along the line. The problem we have is we get weary, we get tired of asking, we get tired of pursuing, we get tired of moving on, and then we quit, we faint. Now, Jesus says, men ought always to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man. Now, this judge had no regard for God. How much more man? He felt that he was above everyone. And remember, he was the judge of the city. Now, there was a widow in that same city. A widow, meaning someone who was helpless. She had no husband. She had no head to fend for her. And then this widow was in that same city. She came to this judge who felt that he was Lord over everyone, who had no regard for God, who had no regard for man. She came to him and she said to him, avenge me of mine adversary. Please, there are people who have taken what belongs to me. Help me fight. Help me get back what belongs to me, what is rightfully mine. That's all this woman was saying. Verse 4 says, and he will not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I do not fear God, though I do not have regard for man, yet because this widow is persistent, because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her. I will fight for her. I will give her that which is rightfully hers, lest by her continual coming she weary me. By her persistence, she will weary me. She will make me faint. She will make me lose my mind. This woman would have given up. She would have said, see me now. I don't have any husband to fight for me. See how my life is. Nothing to do. Oh, who will help me? Oh. And then she will just give up. Let me go and die with my children. There's nothing more I can do. Even though it is my own. I'm a helpless woman. I'm a poor widow. Widows don't have any say. My head is gone. My covering is gone. There's no one to fight for me. Let me die the matter there. She kept on going. She knew it was her right. She knew she wasn't fighting unjustly. All she was asking for was, give me that which is mine, which should be mine rightfully, that they have taken away from me. And the judge, somebody who did not even fear God, he said, this woman is persistent. Oh. She will kill me by constantly ringing my bell. I better attend to her so she can go and I can stay on my own. people, if you can just determine to be as persistent as this widow, things will change for you. If you determine to push, if you determine to just go an extra mile, one more step. You know, when things happen, we say, this is the straw. This is the straw. This one is the last straw that broke the camel back. You have to go for that one last straw. We also say that little drops of water make a mighty ocean. You have to keep putting that drop upon drop, upon drop, upon drop until you see the ocean. You have to keep taking a step and a step and a step until your journey is completed, until you have traveled a mile. It doesn't happen in one day. We also say that Rome was not built in a day. It takes time. It takes putting a block on top of another before you can get your house completed. Why are you giving up when you're already at lintel? Why are you giving up when all that is left is the roof? I just came to say to you this morning, don't give up. Don't close that chapter. Don't say it is over. Don't say it is finished. Don't say there's nothing else to do. Don't say there's no hope. There is hope. Just be persistent. Try again. Give it one shot. Give one try. Take another step. Get up and move. Get going. And you see, the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge said, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? Verse 8 says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. God is coming through for you speedily, so don't give up. Stay on course. Be persistent. It doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if the storm is raging. Remember, all you need to do is say, peace, be still. Take that step. Make that move. And God is going to avenge for you speedily. I want you to go into this week knowing that you have been empowered to move on. Don't give up. You can make it. Your child can make it. Your business can thrive. You can excel. You will excel. And I want to hear your testimonies. I'm not giving up myself. I'll keep building one step at a time, one day at a time, until I see the manifestation of all the promises of God in my life, all the manifestations of God for my life. And I want to encourage you to do the same. Have a beautiful day. Have a blessed day. Have a super great week. And until I come your way next week, Monday, keep the testimonies rolling in. I love you. Stay safe, stay alive, and God bless you.